Wait a minute, but just welcome to the beautiful village of Whitinsville. As most of you know, it's one of the 4 segments of the Blackstone Valley National Park. And I just have to share this with you. Peter Hackett, the old historian that I took over for way back in 1980, was always wondered, why are we not a national park here in Whitinsville when Lowell, which started much later, became a national park? I said, Peter, maybe someday. So back in 2015, we became the national park. I looked up and I said, Peter, you got your wish. And Peter was always wondering why and it's, according to the state, we're the best preserved mill village in the Northeast. So that's quite an honor that we preserved all our buildings here in town, and all the mills are being used. Yeah. Many places, like in Hopedale, Draper's being taken down, other Lowell, all those that have been taken down. So we are very fortunate that urban renewal never did that damage to the village. We've had a couple of key buildings taken down, which Peter Hackett and I fought very hard for, but the Dudley store, and the other one was the Clark School. So pretty much we're a preserved mill village and on a national register. And the walking tour brochures, if you're interested, we have them. Take a self-guided tour. And we've got the trolley tour on the 24th. I think it's pretty well filled up. But in the fall, we plan on doing another one that's very popular. Been doing those since 1977. So every time filled up pretty much. So a lot of people know about Northbridge. In addition, all my students that I took on a tour and made them learn local history to learn about the Industrial Revolution. What better connection? So I guess we'll get started. At this time, we have the privilege of having a outstanding speaker here, and he's going to be speaking about a snapshot in time, a pictorial view of our town then and now. He's the Vice President of Blackstone Valley Art Association, and I'd now like to introduce Bob Evans.
Thank you, Ken. Appreciate it. Good afternoon, everyone. So hopefully we're going to have some fun. I'd like to make this interactive, okay? As you might have guessed from my accent, I'm not from around these parts. I'm originally from Liverpool in the UK, okay, which is a little bit older than Whitinsville. Received its charter in 1167, I think it was. But anyway, I've been in Whitinsville, how many years, Carol?
20.
20 years, okay, we've been here.
The US, 32.
32 in the US, there you go. And I'm a key photographer, and I became a photography ambassador for the Blackstone Heritage Corridor, which is down in the Linwood Mill. And then I retired, and then I became the operations director for the Blackstone Valley Hub for Workforce Development. There's so many Blackstone Valley things, I mean, it's just crazy. So I've been around the town, and you know, with my photography background, I wanted to try and do something which sort of captured Whitinsville then and now. I say, I received this book from Jeannie Hebert, who some of you might know. She's the president of the Blackstone Valley Chamber of Commerce, another one. And I looked at this. I don't know whether any of you have seen this. I think some of you have, but it's of the Whiting Machine Works in the 40s. And I thought, wow, this is fantastic.
Is that the spindle?
Sorry?
Is that the spindle?
No. So it's when they were making magnetos and things, you know, for aircraft engines, and it's fantastic. I mean, look at all the people here, you know, just crazy. So what I thought of was, wow, wouldn't it be keen to actually sort of do a little project of the photos in that book, and then what it looks like now. That's what we're going to talk about. Well, that's how it started off, and then I met Christine and Ken, and we started getting some more photos of the local town. So it sort of expanded. I thought this up to start with. This is Whitinsville in 1891. This is from the National Park Service. I just grabbed that from there. And it's got a few landmarks around that we can see with the mill and whatever, but we're going to see something, what it's like now. We're going to go into a bit more detail. As I mentioned, I'm a keen student of history. I should also say my son is doing a PhD at Brandeis in history. He's really into that. And at the moment, he's in New York City doing a project on documenting every Revolutionary War general. Okay, so that's what he's doing right now. I'm also a licensed drone pilot, by the way. You have drones, you fly around, and I've used that in this project. And again, I'd like to thank the Northbridge Historical Society, the Northbridge Historical Commission, and the Massachusetts Cultural Council for subsidising this and helping with this. And we've got to make sure that we include everyone. And I should say, Christine Johnson and Ken have been extremely helpful. So this was the book I mentioned. And it was printed in 1945. And for those who don't know, the Whiting Machine Works here made mill equipment and mill machines. But during World War II, they turned to the war effort, as they made magnetos and a whole range of other things. So let's see where we're gonna go to. So I thought I'd start off the show by a short video on what we're going to cover today. St. Patrick's. This is Church Street. Christian Reformed Church. Congregational. Community Centre. I didn't put a label on that one. No, I think it was on a Sunday, I think, maybe. I don't remember that. The old fire station, of course. Soon to be the old fire station. So anyway, so that's how it all started. So it's sort of setting the scene for where we're going to go today. So I started making this sort of collage of where we are, but we can't see it in too much detail on here. But what I'm going to do is go into more specifics. So let's have a look at this one. So this is the Machine Works in the 1940s. I don't know the exact date, but it's nice to see that there is actually, would this pointer work? Hang on a second. I think sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. No. Anyway, on the left we can see it is now, still the same clock tower. I think that was built in, if I get that right, that was 1847, I think it was. Please correct me if I'm wrong, Ken. I think it's 1847. And what's that flag? Does anyone know what that flag is?
That's the
Lady at the back?
Veteran Marine Gold Star flag.
Is it? Okay.
1864 is on this segment, 1847 is behind there.
Yeah, is the next part. Shop number 2 is 1864, I think it was. But look at the cars here, and we still got some similarities. I just wonder whether that tree was this tree. I tried to get exactly the same sort of vantage points, but the clock tower's still here, of course, and the clock there, and the community centre.
What year is the one on the right? 47?
1940 something.
Well,
You know.
that's at the end of the war.
It looks like
We
one
know
of
what the
those,
flag is?
but when you have somebody in your family that was in the service,
Oh,
you have to have a star,
okay.
but I don't know what it means to have one star outside the
Yeah.
flag.
Yeah.
Unless it means them to involve the war.
I think it may be something like that. I'm not sure. But again, one thing it's nice about today is that even though there's not so many walking around, it's still busy and we still got the place working. We've still got workers here. We're still actually doing something in that facility, which is fantastic. this is the, out there, just at the window, and still looks much the same, although we have got this bit added, and of course they have the height hydroelectric station, you know, for the alternatives, or blue sky, not blue sky, yeah, open sky, there you go. But of course the chimney's missing, okay? Now I was there when it was getting taken down, and I've got a whole slew of photos. This was in 9th of September 2012, and I've got,
I was saying, that was recent.
2012. And I've got dozens of photographs of this. I just happened to put a couple here, so I stayed outside for ages taking photographs.
They
But-
knocked it down and they said it was gonna fall down. That thing wasn't falling down.
I don't think, I mean, I saw how difficult it was for them to knock it down. It looked, yeah. But of course that was the chimney for the powerhouse, which supplied power for all of the factory, and also supplied heat and power into the community centre, and I think to the Blue Eagle as well. Could be wrong there. Sorry?
I think the town hall as well.
Yeah, and the town hall, yeah. But it's a shame to see these things get knocked down. But, you know, so this one, Memorial Square. So, still very similar. I used the drone to take that one. I think this one was taken from the windows upstairs. I think it probably was. The bank's still there, obviously the Congregational Church. Again, all the cars. No traffic lights, of course. Oh, the pointer does work after a fashion. There we go. Okay. So no traffic lights here. Memorial Square still there. These lamps are still there. Lamps are still there. Steps are the same. Okay. And we've got all the trees. This tree, this looks like an evergreen tree here, so that can't be the same tree as that one, I don't think. Probably not. And of course, this is where the War Memorial is now.
Yeah.
The old War Memorial got damaged in a hurricane, didn't it, in 1950 something?
Not right after the war.
Yeah. But that's where the new one is. Okay. But again, I just love all these old cars and people just, you know, wandering around over the road and everything. And it's road rules were a bit different in those days.
Some may remember here in the 1950s, the little white police box in the center of Memorial Square, and traffic backed up a half mile in every direction on the 5 streets coming in.
So,
And the 2 wings on the bank are on, you weren't on the other side.
which bank, sorry?
You see that bank?
Yeah?
See, there's a wing on the side of it. Those weren't original. They
No.
were built somewhere in the 50s.
Yeah, I believe so, from what I see. So this is just outside, just over the road here, of course. And so we've got the community centre. So the community centre was built in the 1920s by the daughters of the Whitins. I'm not sure which particular Whitin, but anyway. But of course this has been out, well, there was a big fire in the 1950s, right? And they had to rebuild it, and everyone contributed to that. I see we have Faith here sitting at the back, and that's her office there. Okay. These were originally offices for the mill, I believe, weren't they? This building here.
Yeah, that
That
was
was
a
a
cafeteria.
Cafeteria. Cafeteria. Oh, okay. This is still the same, though. Okay, we look at here.
Yeah.
Still the same. Okay. Still got the poles down the road. But again, it's so nice. I took this on a weekday, of course. You know, to have cars outside here, people actually working in gainful employment, working on this place. And what else was the other difference in this? I think everything else was still much the same here. This is new, of course. That's the swimming pool, the Olympic-sized swimming pool. The community centre is quite famous in its way. I think we got 2 Olympians from there, I think, practiced in there, if I remember correctly. And both ladies, I believe. And of course, it's a nice place, and they did receive their original heating and everything from the works.
On the left, on the, is that the Blue Eagle, on the far left?
So, oh, sorry, let me just go back. Yes, we'll get to the Blue Eagle in a second, but that's where the Blue Eagle was, and that's the Blue Eagle there. Yeah. So the Blue Eagle was a hotel for when people would come to purchase equipment, you know, the salespeople, etc., from the Whiting Machine Works. They'd all stay over there, which was great. And you think about it, you know, facility having its own, you know, hotel on premises and stuff, you know. So It probably did, it probably did.
On those steps going up to the community center, where there's trees now, it shows.
Yeah.
That was the main entrance, the lower level. And you would walk in there, and there would be vending machines.
Vending machines?
Yeah, there would be an ice cream machine.
Oh, wow.
Ice cream sandwich machine, and there would be some lifesaver machines.
We'll have to ask Heather to put them in then, okay?
The door opens up and the little things come
Yeah.
up on
That's
the
cool.
building.
I go swimming in this pool here because it's warmer. I like it there. Library, much the same. In fact, it's almost identical. The only thing is we got the statue of the reader here, of course. I took this obviously during the summer, so these trees have grown a lot. I'm guessing these are, oh, sorry about that. Come on.
They're not the same trees.
That's it.
They're not the same trees?
The
That's a
dogs
shame.
are relative.
Yeah, whatever. I'm not much of a botanist, but anyway, that says much the same, which is nice to see it's still the same.
You can't see the new annex.
No, you can't. No, of course. I understand they're expanding as well, aren't they? Aren't they doing another expansion project or something? Which sounds good. It's nice to see libraries expanding. So this one, okay. So what I tried to do is show the difference between today on the left and what it was. Now, this building is still here. This balustrade. Well, let's go to the next shot. Okay. So here we see. So the balustrade's still there. Obviously, St. Patrick's is still there. This bit of balustrade is missing. It must be taken down at some point. Okay. And the karate center is where this restaurant was, but there's still a restaurant here, of course, the Valley Cafe with Paulette, right? Okay. And we go there quite a lot. But interesting to see all of the cars and all of the people walking up and down the street. You know, get like being on the.
They didn't have the bump outs.
No, they didn't. There was a lot of controversy about that, wasn't there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it was Louis, wasn't it? Where McCollins is? Does anyone remember? Louis Fashion? It was Louis.
What was the restaurant?
So it just says restaurant. I can't see the details here, but this is where the Valley Cafe is now, and this was next door where the karate center is. You know, so I'm not quite sure what that was.
And then it was a jewelry store or something.
A jewelry store?
Yeah.
Okay. I knew you guys would know. So this was the grammar school, also called the Aldridge School. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. I couldn't get a good photograph of it nowadays because all the trees are in blue. But yeah, this is the town hall annex now, just over the road there. Still much the same actually. You know, we can still see the.
Except that house isn't there on the right. That's
No.
gone.
Yeah.
Well, that was the store.
That was
there.
the little store
That
they
was-
got some
Oh, okay.
That's right up by polio vaccine.
So this is obviously you can still see the entrance. We still got the sacred archways. Lots of ivy on the building in those days, but everything else is much the same. This probably is even the same pathway, probably, and those entrances are just down here for the bank building. Pretty cool. Now this is Overlook House. Again, this was back in the day. It was a hotel, I believe. Is that right, Ken?
What's that?
Overlook House, was that a hotel as well? Now it's now it's apartments. But the building is actually in remarkably good state of presentation. This is the same.
Wow.
That's the same.
And
All of
little
those
farmers
are the same. Those are the same.
and
It did have like an awning, a porch along the front, but part of it's missing here. I don't know whether that changed, but these posts are still the same. This area is still the same. The little cutout there's the same. So it's still pretty much the same. Overlook House is just down there on the right. Overlook Street, not far from here. Short walk. And it's, if you want to follow along on these maps, which are pretty good. So, who remembers Rockdale in the 1900s?
2005.
No. This is in, I think it was 1905. I think it was 1905. Could be wrong.
What is it, flooded?
Flooded, completely flooded. So, look at this. I took this from but this is Cumberland Farm here. Still the same building. This one was here, it was only knocked down a few years ago. This building. Yeah. This was a bar, I think. I think it's called the Brass Rail. Sorry? Well, this one says it's the Brass Rail.
What is it?
The Brass Rail.
Yeah, that was in 1900, so you're probably thinking something after that.
Well, I'm thinking after that, yeah.
This building's still the same. See the staircase?
Yeah.
See the staircase?
Oh my God.
It's exactly the same building.
Yeah.
This is still the same building.
Yeah,
That's still the same building. Okay.
yeah.
The road here is still the same, but this was flooded all the way along here. Okay. I've got some more stuff on the Rockdale flood, and I remember back in 2005. Yeah, I've got photos of that as well, but I didn't put them up. But we hadn't been there all that long when it flooded.
More than once too.
Yeah. So here we are again. So somebody else took this photograph. So I tried. It was very difficult. Carol and I, my wife, we walked up and down Providence Road trying to find the exact place, but I'm pretty certain this is the same building. You see it's been modified, but what I found, you see this detail on the top? It's the same here. It's the same building. But obviously this used to be shops back in the day, okay? And this, like a landing house, what do you call them?
They still get that house.
Yeah. That's the one, yeah, double, that's the way that I was looking at, triple decker, yeah. But still the same place. Over here on this side is where that antique store is nowadays, you know. And obviously there's the gas station, or as I would say, the petrol station. Just down here. So, Lee Gaudet, you know Lee Gaudet? You know, he owns the Gaudet Insurance Company. He put me in touch with this. This was shot in 1955. The quality's not very good because it was taken on 8mm, but it's pretty interesting.
Wow.
So this is the flood of 1955.
That's when they built all those dams around here.
They evacuated people from the top roofs with helicopters.
Yeah, well, I have that in here. That was really bad. I thought that said honey. Heaney? Okay. So that, I think that's where the Cumberland Farms is now, right?
That's Lavelle.
There's the valley, right there with the red roof.
That's
Nolan's
Nolan's.
store. That's where that's the dollar. I had a friend.
This building's still here. Well, so's that one.
Yeah. Lavelle, so
Don't walk that. I had a friend that don't walk that second floor with me into there, save some losses across the street.
Wow. So this is looking south at the moment. It's sort of looking sort of southwest. Okay. Here's a helicopter coming to rescue people.
Wow.
Hard to think that in Northbridge, Whitinsville, you'd have this. So this is looking out over the Mumford River.
And that still floods there.
And it still floods, yeah. I mean the Blackstone River. Yeah, sorry. That was really
that's
bad.
near the river.
Yeah.
That used to be a gas station.
That's still there. That's the flood water station. That's still there from the.
That was behind Leroy's garage.
Yeah.
Yeah, behind you, yeah.
You gotta go over the bridge.
The bridge has been washed away.
Yeah. Wow.
My father was the last one who went over the bridge.
See? Wow.
And the river and the electric pond were all flooded.
The whole road was off.
So thanks to Lee for putting me in touch with this. But this is that's a neat bit of history. It is again. That's where the honey farms is. And, not honey farms. I mean Cumberland Farms. Yeah.
Gary's is now.
Gary's is just a bit further down, I think. Yeah.
Wow.
So that was pretty cool. So hands up who was born in the Whitinsville Hospital.
Oh.
I know you were.
My kids were too.
Were they?
3
Wow.
of them.
So, unfortunately, there's nothing left of it nowadays.
That's the
It's a
hospital?
pet hospital.
Yeah. So, this is the site of it, okay? So, obviously there's the, well, when we first came here, that was the, what do you call it?
Physical therapy.
Yeah, physical therapy and stuff, and x-rays and things you could go
That's the
to.
big
And then they built them, before they built their extensions out.
No, it's the
Yeah,
pet,
yeah.
pet post steps now.
Yes, Paul Steps
Yeah,
at
it's
the,
Paul
Now it's like a
Steps
vet-
now.
The veterinary.
veterinary.
Oh, yeah, Boston.
of course we got the Armenian church and everything and over the road there. But, it's a shame there's nothing left of it. I tried to find some artifact, but I couldn't find anything. But that's a neat one there. Yeah,
Is that the original hospital?
yeah, that's it.
That was the hospital, wow.
When did they take that down?
Anyone know?
What's that?
When was the hospital taken down?
When did that go
That's the
down?
one building.
Yeah, when was it demolished?
When did they take it
Uh,
down?
Was it on Graham Street?
I forget what year that was, but
The doctor's offices after.
they
When I
built,
came
they
to town,
built
that's
it.
where I was
My
at. Now, yeah.
grandmother,
When I
first
my
came to
first
town,
child
that's
was
my doctor's
born
office.
right there
Oh,
in
yeah.
1914.
Before they built the
Shortly
first
after the
hospital.
hospital was completed.
Yeah.
Wow.
She had her first child right there.
Yeah.
The hospital went through several transitions. I think they stopped delivering or birthing babies there probably in the mid-60s. And then it was a mental health facility for the most part.
Oh.
Before it then transitioned into the health care. And now anyone like myself that was born there gets to say we were born in a vet center. So I'm not sure which one we wanted to align with, but the house was still like that for some
Wow.
time.
How many in here were born in that hospital? How many in here were born in that hospital? It's just-
And then they migrated the maternity
No.
wards to.
Carolyn, yeah, Carolyn
Oh,
was.
that's interesting. You said they migrated to the
So someone mentioned about the Blue Eagle. So as far as I could get it, this is as close as I could get. But this path is still there.
Yeah.
Okay. And that's just around the corner. And I can't remember the name of the street now. Grove Street, that's right. Yeah.
Grove Street.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's the
Was that
wall,
Grove Street?
and there's the offices
My aunt was
next
on
door.
Grove Street, and she worked there.
Who worked there?
My aunt, she did the ironing for the
Oh, wow.
people.
Wow,
She did the fancy
Oh,
ironing,
wow.
all the lacing and everything.
that's very cool.
I have a friend that's still alive that was a waitress there.
Wow.
And she said it wasn't just people coming to visit the shop or whatever. She said they had a lot of people that worked only on the season when the fish and they were lobstering in Maine. And these guys would come down and they would work then. And they would work, that's where they lived, and they would work in the shop. And then when the fish were swimming or whatever it was, the lobsters were ready, they'd go back to Maine.
Interesting.
Single males were housed in there. They could get their meals there. There was a pool room in there. And then there was a section held aside for representatives from all over the world who would come here to look at the machinery, inspect, place orders, and they were put up right here in the Blue Eagle Inn.
Cool.
I remember getting my vaccination there before school. Did anyone else?
Blue Eagle Inn?
My dad
Wow.
lived there too. He lived there while he worked at White Machine Works. He worked at
How cool is that?
So this is just a separate photograph of the of where it is now.
Yeah.
So this is Memorial Square in 1876. Okay.
I don't remember.
So
So
this-
Civil War things down there.
there's the town hall, which was finished, I think, in 1876. Yeah. And there's the tower.
Yeah, it is.
There's the tower. The bank's not there, but this is some other building that was there.
Gibbs store.
Gibbs store, was it? Okay. And this is junction with Hill Street. Of course, there's no community centre or anything. Notice the sleighs.
Ah,
Oh, yeah.
Isn't that cool?
It's lazy.
A lot colder in those days. A lot colder. But so none of this was here, none of that was here. Not quite sure what that post was, but it's not there.
Yeah,
Of course.
When are we bringing back the sleigh rides?
What's that?
Bring back the sleigh rides.
You got the sleigh rides?
Yeah.
I know John White used to have a nice sleigh, which would take them from the mill, and it's described, and the horses would take him right up the hill to his mansion and have lunch and then back. I'm sure that's not John C. Whiten's sleigh. But the town hall was completed that year.
Yeah.
So this being 1876, the Rickettype, it was just completed in 1876. So that was brand new. It was a brand new building with this photograph.
Kenny, what was the other building across the street where the sleighs were in front of? What was in that? That's not the Dudley store, but it was next to the Dudley.
So this is the town hall.
Right. And
So
across the street, you have a
this
different
is,
building.
well, I don't know, because that's where the Cottonwood Mill is, right?
No, it's
That's
where the war memorial is.
That's where
Where the war memorial is, that's right, yeah. Oh, you're right, yeah.
You know, it's too early for the Civil War monument to be there.
Yeah.
Maybe, but it's that big
The
post.
white
don't know.
building that was a homestead right there.
Oh, Homestead, okay.
It looks like some of the houses that are further down on Limit Avenue.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
yeah.
Way on the left, way on the left. Yeah.
Okay, so this was interesting. So this was the Methodist Church, and this was the fire in 1910. Now, I wasn't around in those days, but whoever took that photograph was really, really good. Because look, yeah, you see the steeple falling?
Oh, that's amazing, actually.
This is the same building. That's the same building. See the windows, everything.
Oh, yeah.
That's the same building. Okay, and of course it looks completely different nowadays. And that was it before the fire. But whoever took that photograph, my hat's off to him.
Yeah,
Yes.
good, yeah.
1910?
1910.
They definitely must have had better emulsions than, you get faster, exposure
So-
to it.
Really good.
Yeah, 1910. Yeah,
Huh.
but
Use a brownie camera.
that must have. That's probably a glass plate negative. Yeah. Come on.
Okay, Ken,
Here we
do you
go.
think Jane Dudley took that picture then?
Sorry.
Ken?
Yeah.
He's saying that the one with the steeple falling down?
I don't know, that I don't know.
I got these photos from Christine, who helped me out a lot, but I don't know any more information other than what's on there. Yeah. I tried to research it, but I couldn't find anything.
Which, can I just point out too, you notice in early years, the churches in Northbridge Center, there were two fires. That church up there is the third one built. St. Patrick's burned down in 1898, or a good fire, and then they rebuilt it with the new building. Congregational Church, the same thing. In the Rockdale Church, fires were common. They had their foot heaters with the long sermons on 4 winter days. They'd have their foot warmers down at the base, often leaving behind sparks, and then fires would erupt. So we had a
What
lot of
church
churches
was
that
that?
burnt down over the
This is
years.
the Methodist Church on Linwood.
No,
Oh.
it said in Rockdale. What,
Church in Rockdale.
You said a church in Rockdale burned down?
Or the.
Which one?
No, you-
Congregational church or?
Did you mention a church in Rockdale? That,
Rockdale.
Yeah.
Which one was it?
No, there used to be the wooden structure that was there before that new stone structure was there.
St. Peter's, yeah?
Yeah, that was, originally was a wooden structure church right there. And that burned down and replaced. The St. Peter's was a new church there in Rockdale, 1914. That's never burned down
Yeah.
in Rockdale.
Yeah, I got one, which one? Yeah, that was before.
us?
so
Yeah, before.
obviously, with the Whiting Machine Works being like sort of the world's premier supplier of machinery, they needed to get product in and out, and of course in those days you couldn't do it on the horse and cart. So they had a railroad which joined into the main railroad at Linwood. There's not much remaining of it. I have a couple of photos, but this is approximately the same place. I couldn't quite find these houses here, but I just wanted to give you the idea of what it looked like looking north up Linwood Avenue.
Under the bridge.
Sorry?
Under the,
In the White Machine Works, there's a big arch there.
Yeah. But this is way further south.
yeah.
This is on Linwood.
Yeah, this is on Linwood.
So we do have some photographs. So this is the train running down Linwood. I think. See the garage here?
Yeah.
Okay, I think I've got it in roughly the same place. Yes. And I do have some more of these actually. I actually like trains a lot. So. Okay. So this is. I tried to find this house, and this house is right at the back of Water Street.
Yeah.
You know, at the far end here.
Yeah.
Okay. And all that's left there is a few bits of rail.
Wow.
Okay, but that engine ran along here, and this house is the same house in the background.
Oh, yeah.
What's that, across the pond here?
Yeah. Yeah. Someone's phone ringing? Okay. So, just outside here, actually a couple of 100 yards north of this, a few years ago, they actually took up the railroad track that was still in the road. There's the archway you mentioned, see? And here's all the tracks running down. And so they resurfaced the road out front here. So that was, I actually took some photographs of them actually doing that. There's the old railroad line still in place. The archway is here. Yeah. It's just up there. That's it.
Yeah, near the clock.
Yeah, just under the clock, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, to the left. Yeah.
So Bob asked, how many, if anyone here remembers the trolley when it ran in front of the bank building from the shop? When the trolley came down from the bank, the shop, crossed in front of the bank building and then continued down. And you could see all the trolley lines.
Cool.
I remember
Yeah, I
that.
remember.
So, one of my good friends,
They tore it down, they stopped it in the mid-60s.
one of my good friends, Bruce, he says when he was a lad, when he was a youngster, and he used to get on the back of the train at Linwood, and then they would take him all the way up to here, unless he got chased off here by the conductor.
I was going to say, he wasn't supposed to.
Of course he wasn't supposed to. So,
Guess that was your fun in those days, right?
so this is interesting. This postcard says Mill Street. It's not. It's Hill Street. Okay, this is Hill Street. Okay.
Hill Street?
Yeah. It actually says Mill Street.
Yeah.
But there's the bank.
Yep.
Okay. There's the school,
Yeah.
and this is the same spot as close as I could get it.
Oh,
But
yeah,
you know,
yeah.
it's still the same,
Yeah.
except there's no traffic lights in this one. And these guys are all just I'm not quite sure what they were doing actually. Maybe they were on lunch break or something. I don't know.
No,
I think they
there would've
renamed
been
the
more.
street, or was it?
No, I think it's always been Hill Street. You know, I think it was just a mistake. You know. Oops, sorry, wrong one. You know. Okay, so who remembers these buildings? So when we first came to Whitinsville, Northbridge, that was a Baker building was still open, but they closed like within a year or so. We remember that. But you can see the windows are still the same. See along here, and actually this detail along the top, it's difficult to see here, but you see this detail? That's the same detail. And the same down here. This is on the opposite side of the road. Opposite side of the road. This is still the same. This is new. Okay. But all of this is the same. But here it looks like there were 3 different shops.
Yeah, there was.
Drugstore?
It was Buffalo's drugstore at one point.
Uh-huh.
It was Irene's clothing store.
How's it going so far? We're going too fast, too slow? Okay.
Good.
Thumbs up, thumbs down?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Just checking. Oops. So, this is the community centre. This was, this must have been taken back in the 20s probably, but it still looks the same. Okay, still the same stairway. Same stairway, same stairway. This stairway here. I always think that looks like like a doorway, but what they've engraved into it is so difficult to read because it's the same colour. Have you ever been up here, and tried to read what it says here? It's not a doorway. It's a monument.
Oh, it's interesting.
Yeah, yeah. But it's still much the same. And the community centre is doing great. You know, they had 100th last month. So, this is the junior high school. The new junior high school, notice.
I wonder what year that was.
Used to be like,
And this is the middle school, right? Is it the middle school?
Same.
Yes.
Yeah. But it's the same building.
Yeah.
Same building, just a slightly different perspective.
When was it new?
I,
say.
I don't know.
new to them.
But still the same pathway, still the same pathway, everything, all the details are all still the same.
What's
Yeah.
behind it?
Do you know? I don't know, but it's not there now.
It's not there now.
Not there.
No, it's just
Well,
the
the other
angle.
building there now.
It's just the angle, because that's the old, that's the 1905 high school.
This?
On Linwood Ave.
Connected now.
Yeah, it got connected in
Yeah,
the
just to
50s.
clarify what that is, that was the, when high school and middle school all one together, that was off of Pleasant Street, that was the middle school building. The high school building in 1905 one was in back.
Behind
In
it.
1954, they connected, they made a new gymnasium
Right.
and a long connection between the high school and the middle school.
Wow.
And that wasn't there at this point in that old picture there, that you see.
The cover one.
Okay.
Doesn't show
So when was the
the
Pleasant Street
1905
built?
building.
Does it say? I can't read that.
It doesn't say.
The
No.
top one?
It doesn't say. No. That's the
Middle
problem.
school, I think 1927 or.
Okay.
So this is the Rockdale Hotel.
Ah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Not. I try to get a better. I try to like get this bit better, but it's not very. But it's still there anyway. You know. You still got this sign at the corner here saying
Yeah.
Upton and
Sutton Street.
Sutton Street,
Is that
whatever.
across from the curtain factory?
Yeah.
Oh, we call that the boarding house.
Boarding house.
Well, it says the Rockdale Hotel, Northbridge, Mass.
That was built in
Yeah.
1817, I believe. That was along the Central Turnpike, that's why it's called Central Turnpike.
Yeah, yeah.
It was one of
Yeah.
the main routes between Boston and New York. This was the first day stopover. I've got a billing for 50 cents. You got your evening meal and lodging at this hotel. The stagecoaches stop in the yard across the bridge, the big dirt, that's where they were boarding over the stagecoach, the horses, on the other side of the bridge. So this is an interesting building. In there was the Rockdale Post Office originally, and also a store in that bottom floor, but it was mainly it was for stagecoaches going between Boston and New York that would stop if you get your lodging.
That's cool.
Did you take a picture of that brick building?
Yeah.
Because see that little building way in the back?
This one?
No, that gray one.
To the left of it?
Right there.
Yeah.
That's still there.
It's still there,
Yeah.
but when I went to school, it was open. And we used to wait for the bus right there.
Oh wow. Cool. Very
You don't
cool.
have to tell us how long it is. We'll keep your secret.
So this one was interesting. So this is Willow Street West, Whitinsville, Mass. So I spent a happy half hour driving up and down around Willow Street, and I managed to find this building. There it is.
Willow.
This is the building here. Okay. It's got the kick out on the side. It's got this in the middle. It's got the two your bay windows out the side. The building beyond it is the same building here. That must be one of the churches that burned
Yeah,
down.
probably came down.
See that? That's the that's the elementary school that's getting redone. I think it is.
There was
yeah.
an old elementary school right across from
The
the
White Christian school was there.
Yeah.
The original White school.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The elementary
Willow.
school that was
Yeah.
on
That's
Cross
Street
Street.
School.
Clark Street.
yeah.
But that was the original Christian school. It was between there and the junior high
Okay.
school.
But see, that tower's no longer there. So I'm not sure which church that was.
Yeah.
Is that where the Willow used to be?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I lived on Pleasant Street, I was wondering what that big lot
Yeah.
was. Oh my
Yeah,
goodness.
like there, yeah.
There it is, yeah.
This one looks exactly the same.
Yeah, yeah.
Like the library. I can't, the only difference I think is that tree's missing and they've got this notice board in front. But other than that, it's basically identical
Yeah.
to what it was. So this was Rockdale Centre in the 1890s. Okay, so someone just finishing work.
Oh,
They
that's
still have the big smokestack.
Well, it's interesting. Looking at the details, I think that's a different one. You see, it's got this bit at the top here, and it's not there on this one.
Yeah.
And this was the way house and stuff and whatever, and there's the actual
Right
mill.
there in the corner, yeah.
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 I put the two of them together to give you an idea, but you know,
Yeah.
as to what it sort of looked like. But it just goes to show, I mean, what a hub of industry this place was, from Rockdale all the way down to Linwood.
Like, the wood frame building's gone, and then the big multi-story brick building.
Yeah.
That's
But
the
it's,
common. Where that stone round thing is, that's
Yeah,
the
yeah.
common.
yeah, this is
Common rock, yeah.
this is the common here.
Yeah.
The same, but
Is it St. Peter's?
yeah, that's you.
Yeah.
St.
Yeah.
Peter's,
Yeah.
But pretty cool. I tried to composite them together. This is the Koopman Barn in School Street. I couldn't get the exact angle
Oh,
of
that's
it,
the doggy daycare.
but now it's doggy daycare. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I couldn't get the exact same angle.
What was it called? Barns.
Koopman, yeah, yeah. Oops. Go on. So here's some more details on Church Street. So this is the Pythian block, if I pronounced it correctly. Pythian.
Yeah.
Pythian.
Where's Punjab? Kissing lanes. You go, well, please do not lob the ball.
But this building's still the same. See all the architrave all around here.
Yeah, yeah.
The window. This is obviously not. That's the WCS or something, whatever. But
Yeah, Rogers Bakery. Now, what, is that building, gray building there now?
that's it now, yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Is
right.
that for milk or something?
That was Rogers Bakery.
That's what
It
bakery
used to be,
Yeah.
Rogers.
Yeah.
They had the best brownies.
So this is interesting. This picture on the left says it's the Water Street tenements in the 1890s.
Oh, back-
Okay, so that's Water Street here.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I tried.
It doesn't
I,
look too
I tried to get the same view, but it was pretty difficult. But because Water Street looks nothing like that now.
No,
Because they put the
no.
dike in.
So, and my guess is they were all demolished sometime year before, because this is Water Street along here now, and obviously this is the little industrial park just around the corner, and there's the Meadow Pond.
Meadow.
But this is this area here. Okay.
That's interesting. Those apartments out there anymore, or what?
No, they're not. There's a
Yes,
whole.
they are, you just can't see them.
There's a whole row of those buildings there are not the same buildings that are along Water Street now.
Right.
Yeah.
They're different.
Those
But these all look-
like row houses.
These all look identical, you see?
Slave quarters.
Okay. These houses behind it are up here, you know, but that's
Yeah.
but they're not there.
But wasn't there a school up
Yeah.
West End.
Yeah.
West
End? Thank you, yes, right just past the fire station, or right
Yeah,
there?
right past the
Yeah.
fire
Past the
station.
fire station.
The road in the middle is what, Douglas Road, down below is where the storage things are now, right?
Yeah, yes,
And
yes.
then that used to be a pond and that was filled in years ago.
Yeah, there's a pond behind the storage place still.
No,
And this-
that one that you see right there.
This one?
No, look on your original one.
Oh, here, sorry.
Right there, that was a pond that was filled in.
Ah, yes, that's right, yes, you're right, which I think it was to make that. So this is the Meadow Pond Causeway and Bridge in the 1890s. I'm not 100% certain, but I think this is it.
No,
No?
it's an upper, I say no.
You think it's this one? Because there used to be something here, there's definitely a path.
That's a dam, but if you go, on that picture that you are in, go to the top left corner, no, back to the other picture, I can't tell. I can't see the other picture, I gotta pull it. Yeah, that,
Yeah.
I'm not 100% certain where that was, so that's probably got photographs of both. But it's definitely somewhere around here, but there used to be a pathway along here.
Oh, I know that. That goes to that little island.
So this one says there was a post office 1907 on Main Street and Forest Street, which I'm guessing was here.
yeah, there used to be a tree that everyone gathered at. Wow.
See that?
The elm tree,
Huh.
Okay, so that's the end of that presentation. So we did have, I was going to finish about 10 to, so we could have some Q&A. But I have some more photos if you want to see them, but it's up to you. Okay. I say if you want to follow me at all, I'm at these things here. So these are not particularly, so this is the LaSalle mansion,
Yeah.
okay? So say some more photos, that's a drone view. This is inside the LaSalle mansion, okay? So you can see, I like black and white photographs, by the way. That's why I mainly see things in black and white.
You got a photo of their console before they destroyed it.
Yeah, yeah. But there's the old organ, there's all the organ pipes in the organ loft.
Where was that?
That's this building.
It's inside there?
Yeah.
The priest used to live after he went.
This is just up the road.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know, yeah. Only 3 people lived in there.
Yeah.
Can you imagine? Husband and wife and daughter.
Crazy. But I managed to go around all of it. I've got many photographs inside the place. So these are.
Yeah.
So this is the Fulcrum Acoustics on the top, and I think this is Eastern Acoustic Works down the bottom. They just installed these air conditioning things. I like this light and shade type thing. I like that doorway because actually you can't see it too well there, but there's a railroad tracks leading into it, so you can see how well it, sort of, who knows when the last train ran through there. But this is all around this local area here.
Carts that haul stuff out to the.
Yeah. Well, actually, they had 2 railroads here. They had the standard gauge railroad, and then they had the small gauge railroad, which went around locally within the facility.
That's the first White Machine Works building. And when it became known as White Machine Works, with the Gothic towers coming back to the left, you see the brick building there. That's the original White Machine Works building that was built in 1847.
Cool. This is Pine Grove. Again, I actually won a prize with that at the Art Association with this photo here. But I like this kind of thing. I think it's one of the Whitins anyway. I'm not sure which one, but I like to bring out the feeling in things, you know. So this is a similar series. This is at night. This is the gas station at Plumber's Corner, and this is the bank on a misty night. And this is, I can't remember now. Oh, that's the post office. And I particularly like this one. This is on the War Memorial. It's Antietam. If you get into the Civil War, it's one of the most sort of bloody battles in the Civil War with Antietam. But again, I wanted to bring out the feeling of it. You know, so just taking a snapshot in the daytime, it looks meh. But if you take it over the night time and you get the shadows in it, you can get a nice sort of feeling and stuff. You know. This is my arty side coming out now. This is Castle. That's so. This is Waters Farm. Okay. This is Castle Hill Farm. That's all gone. All gone now. Sorry.
I lived there.
You where? Which
I
one?
lived next door to that.
Here?
Yeah, my grandfather was a caretaker.
Wow! Fantastic.
Watson Farm?
Watson Farm. Watson Farm. Yeah.
I've seen the sign.
But it's all of this has been raised to the ground now. It's all gone. Yeah. But this is Castle Hill Farm, and again, all of this has been cleaned away now. You know, it's all been bought. Although part of it is going to be public land, which is great. Yeah. Peg's Diner. Nice healthy food. Did it? Okay.
It's the same building.
It's great to see these old buildings around. There's also that one in Worcester on Salisbury's. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah. Yeah. This is St. Peter's, of course. Not St. Peter's. St. Patrick's. St. Patrick's.
I was going to say, I don't think so.
That's the Episcopal Church. I just like this one because actually there's 3 crosses. You can't see it in here. 1, 2, 3. I just like the shadows. And I like shadows again. You see all the converging lines.
That's going downtown.
Just going downtown, yeah.
We lived in the village.
What else do I have? Okay, so these are around the place again. This is just over the river. Over there. You can see it from that window. Okay.
Other years from the dam.
The dam, yeah. And this door, I just love the way the paint's peeling off it. And that is like a few hundred yards up the road here.
Wow.
Just, I like taking pictures, don't I, darling?
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Take any pictures of Darling?
This is the, what do they call it, directory that they, yeah, parsonage, there you go. This is one of the, of the dam, obviously in the winter, they see all the ice. This is a moody photograph of the library. That's the Linwood Dam, okay?
Oh, yeah.
And that's Plumber's Corner at night.
It's what?
That's Plumber's Corner at night. That's, I think it is anyway.
Really? I thought it was it looks almost like the football field.
No, it's not. No.
Yeah,
No,
but
it's-
it sounds
Oh,
like.
that is Plumber's Corner.
It's Plumber's Corner.
Oh, Burger King.
Yeah, there's
Burger
there's
King.
there's Burger King. Your Varkey's is down here, and Gaudette's there, and that's the gas station.
That Burger King was also like the alien landing, mothership landing spot is Burger King.
And just out of it, just for kicks, this is my home village where I come from. It's a little bit older. That's the church where I was christened in. This dates from the 12th century. This is from the 13th century. That's from the 15th century. And those are stocks where if you didn't behave yourself, you were put in the stocks.
You gotta be kidding.
But no, seriously.
The house in the center there, I assume that's an actual Tudor house as opposed to a Tudor revival style house?
These are real Tudor houses.
It's not the Sheraton.
Actually, it's a pub nowadays, and anyway, whatever. But it's all of this that church. Anyway, whatever. I just thought I'd throw that in just for kicks, just to show.
Now, that's not Liverpool, or is it like a suburb of Liverpool?
It's a suburb of Liverpool.
Okay.
Yeah, but Liverpool itself is very old. It's like 1167. Because, yeah. Anyway, I just thought I'd show you that just for kicks. So that's it.
Thank you.
If you have any questions, Christine and Ken will be happy to answer them.
Could you go back to your slide with your contacts in? You said that maybe you have more stuff on online.
Yeah, please.
Oh,
I have all sorts of stuff. Yeah.
We just want to say thank you, Bob, for this extra special event. It's the first time we've done anything of this type, and by the sounds and the applause, and I remember that, It was a way back moment for some of us. If you are interested in sort of phase 2, we'd love to continue to share this kind of information with you. A lot of the photographs I think Bob mentioned, we came into possession from someone who shared it with us of about 500, 600 old postcards. Wow. So we were able to take that, and Bob did his magic and fuse the two together. But as you can see, we have not looked at 500 photographs. So there's more to come, and if you are interested in seeing what, please let us know. Either the Historical Society or the Historical Commission, which works and collaborates with the Society to sort of bring these kinds of activities to our community. In the last month, I think we've shared a little bit of our history with about 250 people. So there's definitely an interest. Dave, I'm not sure if you talked about what you have exciting to show. Okay. It's not over yet, there's more. And this actually we found at the Fletcher House. How many have been inside the Fletcher House so far? Okay. If you've been on the trolley, you've been in the Fletcher House, and if not, it's really someplace to stop and take a look at. It's really something very special that we still have in our community, and we're desperately trying to work to preserve it. We're working with the Historical Society so the Commission can provide some appointed support behind this and maybe get some grants to protect it before it disappears. It is, as it is, it's 1770 and mostly all original. So if you're interested in our history, help us with that cause, because it's a big piece of our piece of the legend. If you book a trolley tour for the 24th, I have your information. If you haven't and you're interested, we have a wait list. I can't guarantee any seats. It'll be the last trolley ride for the season, but we have applied for another grant, and Unibank has been generous enough to provide